The final stage of this project is to make a game that works like this. First, the display shows a 3, 2, 1 countdown. While it's counting down, you are pressing button A on your microbit as many times as you can. If you press it more than 10 times, you win a t-shirt. Pretty simple. All right, so first we're going to make the countdown. If you haven't already, make a new file and name it display game. We know we're going to start with from microbit import. Then we want to do 3, 2, 1 with 1 second for each number. So for 3, we're going to do display dot show parentheses. Remember to put the 3 in quotes so it treats it like a string. And then sleep for 1 second or 1,000 milliseconds. Try to do the rest without peeking, but remember, you can always reveal the code if you need it. Now I'm going to run my code. I have 3, 2, 1. Do I have a 3-second countdown? Yes. Next step. Now we're going to count button presses. There are 3 built-in functions for buttons A and B. Button A get presses, was pressed, and is pressed. Take some time to look at the documentation to understand the difference between all 3 of those. We're going to add this to our program. Remember, we want 3, 2, 1 to count our presses. Let's create a variable. Just going to call it X. You can call it something else descriptive if you want. Button A, get presses. Then display.scroll a string X. The first time I run it, I'm not going to press a button at all. So it's going to do 3, 2, 1, and it should scroll 0 because I didn't press button A ever. So this time I'm going to hit 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to press button A. I pressed it 10 times. So that's working correctly. Once it's working, you can move on to the next step. Now we need to do a condition. The final step in your game is to award a prize if you win. So if the number of clicks is 10 or more, in other words, X is greater than 9, then show a t-shirt. Otherwise, just show the number of clicks. So we already have the get presses and we have display scroll string, but we need to figure out where to put it. So branching with the conditions has to be indented. Make sure you click indentation to add that to your toolbox. So notice inside the while true loop, we have show a duck for 200 milliseconds and then clear for 200 milliseconds. It's going to do this forever. Will it ever get to image happy? No, it won't. So think about where this needs to go in your code. You can click the video steps for more help if you want it. So after get presses, we want it to do something with that information. If the number of presses is greater than 9, then show a t-shirt. Else or otherwise, show the string. Make sure that you indent that so it's part of the loop. I don't really need this space here. I just put the white space in between these so you could see it a little bit better. So now you're going to run your program again. So I'm going to play my game. The first time, I'm just going to do it 3 or 4 times. So it scrolls 4. Now I'm going to play it again. I'm using the reset button on the back. I'm going to press it as many times as I can. Still didn't get enough. Let's try again. there's my t-shirt. Once you've won your t-shirt, you can continue on. Now, that is the end of the lesson. However, you can unplug your microbit and take it on the run and see what else you can use it for. You might have noticed that there are some other things that you could do to improve this game. So here are a couple suggestions. In order to improve your fast click game, could you scroll the player's name before their score? Or if the winner receives a t-shirt, what does the loser get? Like an X or a ghost? Show the score, win or lose, scroll the score on a forever loop, or scroll 3, 2, 1 instead of show. Those are all just suggestions. You could do all of them or a couple of them or come up with your own, except for scrolling the score on a forever loop, which you could figure out how to do by looking in your toolbox. The rest of them you should already know how to do. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed lesson 2. Happy coding.